Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ETF2L Season 39 Premiership Week 6. So we've got Nunya versus Vibrams. My name is Wandum. I've got Beta on production. DuMmTm is here with me to ride along what I assume is going to be an absolute roller coaster of a game. Dum,
Yeah.
are you tall enough to ride this?
Unfortunately, I am, which means I will whatever will be witnessing today. I will be bearing my eyes to, and I hope it will be incredible as most of the season has been. There's been some great games all around. I mean, we talked about last week already, but even beyond that, there's just been good games every week, basically, as few as there have been this season, because no one wants to play apparently. But that just means that at this very moment, there's still 7 games left or so, with 1 week left to go from here. So when those happens, who knows? But this hopefully will set a good precedence for the rest of the season to come.
I mean, I feel like, honestly, I've only casted Vibrams games so far, and I've only watched Vibrams games pretty much, and they have just been absolutely all over the place. I looked at this earlier when I realized what game I had to cast, and I genuinely, I don't know what to tell you for the predictions. I want to go into analysis and stuff, but I don't know. Like, Vibrams, every single game they've actually played, they got, like, a default win, I think, in, like, week 4 or something. And then, besides that, they've gone to a golden cap, literally every single official. Last week, we literally had something that hasn't happened in multiple years in TF2 history, when they got TCM'd in, like, 5 minutes. They were up 4-0 on Sunshine, and then got rolled 5 rounds in a row, like, pretty much immediately. They've been so up and down. They were looking so good on Sunshine for the first, like, 20 minutes. And then Raf just, like, pressed the button, and Yak decided to feed a lot, and then they all died, and they lost. And then you come into the second map on Snakewater, and they were looking really good again, until they won, and they lost in the Golden Cap, and now, I mean, they're going up against Nunya, who, I think if we look at the tables, they are sitting at the bottom. They've also only played, like, 3 officials. Like, the table doesn't matter this season.
Yeah, like we just said, Vibrams is a roller coaster. Well, Nunez hasn't even left the starting area yet, it seems. They barely played any games. They have played 2 matches, which is 4 maps total. This is now the 3rd official this season. In week 6. They have not won anything that remains. Granted, they would have had played 1 more in theory if the Gremlins game didn't get removed by them dropping, of course. The Russian team did die, so that would have been 1 more game for them here, which they did win as well. But those points are gone for everyone now, so that's not exactly something to hold against Nunya. That's just points no one has anymore that they otherwise would have. Which makes things a lot more complicated on the tables to look at, of course. But at the end of the day, it's a lot harder to judge Nunya with that as well right now, because they just have a lot less sample size, where Vibrams obviously can be really good if they get there, but certainly have the consistency issues, where Nunya played first at second and technically last. It's hard to say.
And then, like, to add on top of this, we already have a really inconsistent team, and a team we've barely seen play. To make the analysis of this game even more crazy, we have Domo marking on Medic instead of Condog. Now, Condog is obviously, like, known as being a little bit of a chaos factor, and Domo slightly less so. But he's such a big voice for the team, I imagine. I assume that Condog is a big voice of the team. Looking at the players on the roster, I'd assume that he's pretty vocal in making them run. Not having that voice might be a big deal for them, but at the same time, would I rather have Domo on Medic on the Condog? I don't know, maybe? I've no idea what to tell you, Dom. I don't.
Yeah, and it gets more complicated as well, because Nuthouse is stepping down from main for Vibrams from here on out. They have Caper on backup, which is a very capable scout. How much they change the team's dynamic is obviously to be seen here. It is a perfectly acceptable scout for Premiership level by all means. Caper's played Prem before, after all. How much it changes the team itself, however, is the much more important thing here to look at. Nuthouse plays a very particular way, pretty much as Finnish scout as it gets pretty much these days. That might be severely missed, but Caper has been very keen on that similar playstyle as well, just really aggro on the flank at all times. I remember back the one first Ascent season with Domo a little while ago. Just always found his way behind somehow, always wanted to be like the playmaker scout. Did make it work reasonably well as well, a lot of the times, but coming fresh into this roster now, this late, might not bode well with that necessarily.
I mean, Caper played well last week as well. Like, Caper's, I think, honestly, definitely an upgrade. At least I would rate him higher than Nuthouse. But, I mean, I guess, like, it's probably going to be different as well. I mean, again, they've had longer to sort of gel together, but now still, like, they've had a little bit more practice. Maybe they're going to be better. Vibrams. I mean, honestly, I feel like if you are Vibrams, the only thing that you're looking for is to take more than 3 points. Like, if you can get to 4, this is going to be a good day. Preferably 6. I think definitely if you are Vibrams, you look at the games that you played against the top half of the table, like, you're definitely looking at Nunya and being like, we should take all 6 points, like, realistically. But then again, I mean, tradition dictates we need at least 1 golden cap today. Like,
yeah,
we also only
strange.
get 1 golden cap no matter what.
They need the points though right now as well, because the unfortunate reality of the matter is they played more maps than both Gada and the Frenchies so far this season have.
Yes.
And they still are behind them by 1 point each in the tables right now. They do have the 2 currently lowest placed teams left to play, but with how the season has been, that doesn't mean that much. Because both of them are still really good for what it's worth. Nunya, we just have little to show for, obviously, but Global Clan had really good games that they just couldn't win. Unlike Vibrams, who had really good games, they barely won sometimes maps on, which is, I mean, a similar story, but a vastly different result for the points, of course. They're 6 points apart here at the end of the day. If Vibrams can start closing out games 6-0 here, they still have a very good shot at playoffs after all, since they just have the theoretically easiest competition left compared to Gada having to run a full gauntlet still, both Global Clan, the Frenchies, Nunya, and Forto, so really good teams left there, and the Frenchies other than Gada still need to run through Aura and Nunya as well, of course. So who knows if they can clean up all those points here, and Vibrams really just has to.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, yeah, definitely, it is on Vibrams, honestly, to take this win. Nunya, they have so many things to... I mean, they have so many games to play, as you're saying, right? And I think, just honestly, looking at the roster, it is a bunch of newer players. I believe they have multiple Prem debuts. Like, I don't think Vanu's ever played in Prem before. Ampty as well, debuting. Smile has played Prem. Not sure if he's played Soldier before in Prem.
I don't think so. He played in the last cup with this roster before and sort of those, yeah.
Yeah, but like in general, right? They have some newer players. I think for all that can be said about Vibram's middle finger, at least they have sort of a little bit of Prem experience. They don't have a lot. I mean, obviously, Jorge's been around for a while now and has the official certified Doughy Best Medic Award, which, I mean, surely means something, right?
Surely.
But
I mean,
yeah.
We'll see, right? This is, however, also a rematch of Div 1 Grand Finals, actually, and Nipa roster changed all that much at the end of the day. Need a little bit more here than the opposition, where they still had Smile on DuMmTm before, and swapped a Scout out and the Soldier out as well with that as well. Other than that, not really much change other than the Nuthouse change here. So it is just Grand Finals Div 1 last season yet again. It was 2 clean maps for Vibrams back then here after, in fact, losing the regular season game that season as well. It was fairly close maps, 2-1, 5-3 to Vibrams that day. One map we see again tonight from that, it is Snakewater yet again. However, it's also Product next, and that's going to be a funny one for the last few matches here, at least for the ones that do already play the last few matches, because Product is obviously the odd one out in the map pool. Some teams are just much better on it than others, and it's obviously a lot more apparent on a map like Product than it is a lot of the time on 5CP maps, where you just can get away with some stuff still if you're even worse on it than on other maps. It might make a huge difference at the end of the day for some of these teams, and I cannot confidently say who's better on this. I know Wandum always talks big about Product, at least for themselves here, but I don't exactly know how that reflects on the rest of the team necessarily. That being said, it will be an awkward one for sure, and I'm looking very forward to that.
I mean, it's just another element of chaos, just making this game, like this match, completely unpredictable, in that you already have the teams, and one of them that doesn't play, limited sample size, the other one's super inconsistent. Then on top of that, we have a marking medic for one team, a guy who just came in a week ago for the other, and then on top of that, they're playing Viaduct, which is the only Koth map in the pool, which means that we have no idea how they're going to play.
Alright, I have fixed my config as well now to update everyone that changed their name in like the last 2 years here, which is really just like 2 people, Vanu and, well, I had Joe as Garbage, which was his old alias. Now it's just 5Gs, which is exactly why. I guess heads up as well to anyone that has not watched a Nunya game so far. We probably will just call him Joe. I might call him Garbage Joe occasionally, just because, you know, that's the old alias, I guess, and it works as one name. But it is GGGGG officially.
I'm not saying GGGG. I can tell you right now, DuMmTm, I will say only Joe.
I mean, it's the same thing with Yak, because it's Joseph, but everyone says Yak. Same thing with the Devilman here. This is just a nickname nightmare. Vanu is on 3 name changes. no one cares to say either garbage or Joe for one of them, for Yak for the other, and Alex was also here. Who knows what would happen with anyone here? Can't even say anything anymore with these teams. Let's hope that changes things in a good way here with the match now starting on Snakewater.
Yeah, we are back into the first. We're not even back in. We are just into the first bit. There's a demo man on Nunya's side being launched into the stratosphere. It seems to be going pretty good so far for Nunya. They managed to clean up 2 kills. It is Domo and Smile going down, however, traded for Yak and Tiram, which, I mean, honestly, if you're vibrams, you trade this. You take this. Amty taken down as well as the demo man sitting on high ground. ALS got shot up there at the beginning. But with Vanu going down, it's just 2 up now. Joe so low. Gonna get cleaned up by these scouts in a second. Right? It's gonna get cleaned up by the... Thank you. Okay, there we go. So, vibrams, they run away the middle. They run away with 100% advantage. A dead Yak, which, I mean, it's kind of expected, you know?
Things that just kind of happen here. However, late death on the scouts as well, which is just nice, right? You could dare still sack a soldier in, but you really want to back off someone protecting the medic more than just a single demo man. Alex just spamming away there, but they just don't dare too much here on second at the end of the day. Don't want to be in more numbers down where they don't have to be. They need the gun still up as well. Do their darndest about setting up a defense as they can here. Gun up, sniper up as well. Will make this a little bit more difficult, but vibrams will still dare really quickly through the wide open door on the left. Go in, Sticky's flying. Demo gets something with the damage done here, in fact, and he's stuck. Gun down quick as well. Sets him up for the nice post over here.
Yeah, so they managed to get 3 clean kills there. So it's just the heavy trying to stand on the point, but he's getting shot by projectiles. Demo man tries to run across as well, but Joe goes down. No point pressure there. Really nice early frags coming out of vibrams that allows them to just kind of take that round in stride. That was really quick as well, 2 minutes.
Alright, yeah, just a clean
Very dominant.
mid to last, right? That's exactly what you want to see here. As much as you can all the game through. Let's see if Nunya can step up the mid fight a little bit here. It was decided fairly early. Let's see how it goes this time around for them on mid fight number 2.
So this time around, it is going to be T-Ram running into the enemy cafe. It's going to make his mid a little bit delayed. He has some time to set that up. And in the meantime, the rest of his team is going to take an absolute clobbering. They're so low on this blue side, but nobody's really going down. Finally, Loopy's taken care of, but Vanu and Amty are both dead. Smile really low as well means that vibrams can just sit back, take these picks, and now there's no real point presence. It's ALX getting caught out, and with a demo man taken down for Nunya, is a 3 dead. Domo did live this time around, but vibrams are very much pressing on. They're pressing. They're pushing the pedals. They're going forwards.
Pressing W with anything here right now. Just keep going into second. Don't want to let them take any space here. However, they have numbers unlike last time, but maybe doable here. Demo down. However, like you said, it's a bad one here. Crash, but air. Both Scout and Soldier will go down here, but they're not done yet. They want to keep fighting. That's really weak already, but the bomb's coming in for Smile. Looks for the Scout. Will find Caper as well. 2 down each. It's an awkward fight, but Nunya just did not like the position at all. Already weak as well here. Would certainly have gotten off the worst end for this Uber exchange if they've gotten into one. Let alone maybe not even gotten back out again with how far they would have had to run. So they took an exit early. Played it pretty safe. Go back to last and cut your losses. It's not going to help you much to be stuck on last, even Uber on Snakewater of all things. But it's better than losing everyone on second.
Caper is spawning on the sniper to try and get us out of this stalemate. This is not what I want done. I don't want to see these stalemates. I want Caper to go in. He's going to hit a hero shot. Hiram's on the conch. He did run that fair bit last week as well. It was not that successful. Being told by production I'm wrong, looking at the wrong person. It's actually Scar. Bad cast, though.
Well, either way, conch is obviously always a somewhat interesting choice here, because it doesn't really help you in a lot of ways past the sentry gun, for most importantly, right? It's the big issue now as well. Battalions at least kind of does. But it might just come up for a post-Uber here, I think more importantly than anything before the Uber. And that might just be what they're hoping for here. Just have a bit more health, have a bit more mobility going into the re-push after all is said and done. But that still means you have to get there first of all here. And how they do that right now is to be seen, because that gun is making things difficult. Duffy just about escaped. The gun will not escape Amp at the end of the day. Neither will Taram. 2 kills in a row as the Ubers are coming up now for both these medics, and the snipers are just fiending to get anyone here, but it is Red Side having a better shot, but they're not taking it. Actually, to switch off all offcasts and maybe try to make a re-push out of this. Smile certainly is deep already, but where's the rest of the team?
I'm also a little bit confused, actually. I can see Scar not only is running the conch, but but he's also running the black box, which I don't think I've seen in so long after he got nerfed. There's a scout running in here. It actually forces the Contra out of Scar here to try and keep his team alive. It does work, but I feel like those just kind of pop for nothing. This scout is running through cheese and barely doesn't get out. There we go. Wandum finally taken down. Okay, so he manages to force out the Contra, which I guess is okay. There's still a sniper for the side of Caper, but look at this. Yak just does the yak and walks forwards into 3 people. Now everyone is just dead. Jorge gets forced. He doesn't have any teammates. He's walking around in lobby. Where is anyone? There's a scout chasing him. Scout's found a single kill onto the scout on the flank. As there we go, there's a soldier friend on Jorge, but the Uber just gets popped. Jorge has to kill by an absolute... I want to call this a disaster for vibrams, but I don't even know if that does it justice, to be completely honest.
All this is just... this whole season has just been a long series of yak in a row for the vibrams here, and it's just not ending anytime soon. And with Proper going down, there's no end for this in this game right now, inside Eva right now. The force is good, very mandatory for them to get this right now, but I don't know if it's enough. They still sit at so much disadvantage, even with that all said and done here. People are still considering fighting mid a little bit. In fact, going in already, looking for some damage here, not taking good position just yet. Good damage being dealt, but can he actually muscle past people here right now? There we go, the kills are coming in. Yak putting out the damage here, but won't get very far with it. Su don't eat, but nunya backing off already.
Yeah, nunya back off. They get the kill into Yak, but I mean, with only 1 kill, they're down 3 themselves. They don't have a demo man either. ALX got picked up very early, but you can see now Domo, he's sitting on 90% advantage. I actually don't know if they can fight this. They're going to try to go for it anyway. I'm not sure if this is the correct idea. They are getting a lot of space here out of vibrams, and they're just forcing them back into grass. They haven't popped. It should be okay. They should be able to get this soldier pick. Never mind, there's a bomb coming in now. Caper taken down by AMT. It's getting difficult, dicey for vibrams. They get the force the medic doesn't have yet, and look at this. They've traded 3 people for an Uber charge, which I guess is okay. But you can see now with Nunya, they want to go forwards. They want to get this pop off their own. But Loopy and Jorge, they're sitting so far back now.
Yeah, they just need the respawns coming in, and there's no chance to block those guys anymore. All 6 up again for vibrams. They kind of got what they wanted here. With the force, just have to make sure they can clean up from here. Wanu will debatably force the Uber. I don't really count that necessarily, but either way, he was out and won't get much more than the single scout, so that's perfectly fine price of admission to get the opponents to use the Uber here, because they can just play the trading game now. They got the exact same scenario in the hand that we've just seen on the opposite end now. Nunya with the ad now needs to make this count. However, vibrams have different ideas. Go deep, maybe a bit too much so here. Demo went down early, but they still believe they're still on point. Need to win this fight desperately before Domo gets Uber though.
They do, but they do have a little bit of time. Domo's only on 80%. You can see the soldier bomb coming in. Does get a kill into ALX. The HP actually on Nunya is really, really quite poor. As Domo has to scramble, do his best to get his teammates healed up. But it should be enough to take mid. I don't think they can push second here. You see the cap as well. The body block, or the back cap rather, should be a little bit scary. Enough to sort of deter them from pushing second. As now it's even Ubers. There is a demo down. They should not push. Sit back, probably. Just wait, as Snakewater should offer us some time to sit back, relax.
Well, that's not the kind of game we've had so far, is it now? So
no.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Someone's gonna go in and just go for something here anytime soon. In fact, Alex doesn't even go in and takes so much damage already, just eating spam on Saw entrance here, but gets out in time. It's fine for the rotation towards Crash, maybe. Try to get something going here. AMT is stuck in the soldier fight. Both gets out just fine here, but who's gonna make the first move? Smile, it seems, tries to just overtake the soldier, but Taram just hits everything.
Goodbye! Whoa, Taram sends Smile into the Shadow Realm. Wow. That was pretty gross. I mean, honestly, so now Taram's gonna try to commit here. They're doing a lot of damage, actually. Nice rockets, but he can't really follow up. So Nunya now, there's a little bit of counter-aggression coming in out of the other soldier. They get the force out of Jorge, and now you can see Nunya. They're running as far back as possible. They're going to rotate over towards Brass. The Uber popped out now. They're going to look to take second here. Preferably, they can take this without being forced. You can see vibrams are sitting far back. They were looking at Saw, expecting them to come in, and now Nunya have taken second for free. They're looking for a last push here.
Yeah, very well could turn into one quickly here. There wasn't even much time for them to set up on last all too much either. Still have a scout in fact, and while Caper always wants to be behind, this might not be the time and place for that right now. Almost 20 seconds before this. Back on last again. In the meantime, all they have is the Lucky Heavy right now. That is being slowly but surely fought back into spawn. Yash won't get that lucky. Actually just stopped with that entirely. Lucky right out of spawn, back to the stickies. And the draw Porter hits the saw. No time to switch though. just a drop for the logs that will look bad at the end of the day here. And a round on the board, it looks very good for Nunya right now.
Yeah, that was pretty solid. I really like that wraparound play. They got the force out of close to Soul, and then they just ran around pretty much immediately through grass. Caught vibrams completely, caught them out so well. vibrams not expecting that at all, honestly. Just a little bit slow on the retreat. Sitting on that bridge is a very vulnerable position. You could just see Nunya immediately. They rolled it into last. Very nicely played by them. So this time around on this middle, I was expecting a little bit more early soldier aggression. It's not coming out of both these teams. There we go, the bombs are coming across now. A lot of early damage onto Jorge, actually. It's Loopy getting taken down immediately, followed by Yak. Jorge has to spend the whole mid-fight jumping away from a soldier instead of actually healing. But it's just Smile left alive. It's a 2v1. He's sitting in choke. But he's just going to get rushed down there by Caper and Scar. They take the win in the end. But that was very close. With Jorge actually dying later as well. Domo has spawns, but it's not going to be a big advantage here for them.
As much as it's not a big one, it's always nice to know at least that as long as you're building at all, you should not have this advantage here. By any means, no chance for them to 10-ad push you out of nowhere. I guess it's a little bit of a threat here. If Nunya wants to go for it, then they are kind of the people to do that, I suppose. But I don't know if it's time and place for that right now on Snakewater second of all things to just take this chance. Still somewhat early in the game, there's still plenty of time left after all here to display for some smarter options like the smart wraparound we've seen here. See if they find some option for that right now. But as talking here, they're just building away on the Uber, so I don't think there will something be happening until they have. However, I don't want them just building better in general than Jorge has. This match actually just has gotten bigger over time.
Yeah, Domo now sitting pretty on a nice little advantage, but it's only about 20%. If you look at the amount of ground they have to cover here on Nunya, I don't think 20% should be enough for them to push. They're probably just going to sit back. It's also very hard to tell whether or not, you only know how much percentage the enemy medic has if he's either just spawned or if he's sort of has Ubercharge. You can see the little sparkles on the medigun. You can actually see there's a scout here walking in. Caper tries to go deep, tries to get a little bit of a force, but there's no follow-up from any team. Looks like, honestly, it might just be sacking to go for an off-class here. Go for the sniper, I assume.
See, Amp's trying to take his chance a little bit, but did not get the entry he was looking for. Will go down. Second solely tried as well. Smile equally as unlucky. Maybe a little bit less, so will maybe get out alive. Oh no, this is just a really late death as well, actually. Taram chases that down. In fact, everyone is all the way to grass. Make this just from fail sag into straight up push. Yeah, going deep again. Guy doesn't care if he dies or not there. He just wants to emote the equation. Worked once before. Will work even better this time because he lives this time around with the blast time wall. They just force people out with this exchange. No holds barred on vibrams here, and they get exactly what they wanted.
They almost did. I mean, Yak jumps forwards there to try and catch and play his out, but unfortunately Nunya were sort of ready for it. So the only two players that would get there during that push were both the soldiers. They came up pretty much as soon as Nunya got back to last. So now it's equal Ubers, pretty much dead even actually. Domo a couple percentages lower, which means that both teams, I mean, Nunya, they're going to be happy to sit back on last and just build up for a little bit. So vibrams now, they're going to have to try and crack this, but the sentry is in the unholy, disgusting sentry spot that I hate with a burning passion. It's almost single-handedly killed my passion for this map down. This sentry is so gross.
Well, let's see if vibrams think similarly, or if they try to keep their calms about it. But no, they just don't care, actually. They literally do not care whatsoever about this gun. It just run right into it, and it almost worked too. If any of the spam rockets onto the gun would have gone onto the medic, that might have actually worked.
Yak actually went down there as well. That was very funny. I always like watching soldiers bomb sentries, but now, with Yak dead, you can see vibrams are just caught between a rock and a hard place. Actually, there's a scout that eats a pipe as well, which means the Uber Force has to come out, but Loopy taken down, and so is Tiram. And now vibrams, they're running with their tail between their legs. They have to go so far back here. There's a kill from Scar onto DuMmTm Panzer. That's a very long name.
I mean, it's just MT, right?
I know
Either
it's just MT. But what if I just called him Panda? I think he'd like that.
I think that would be very confusing since I can think of 3 other pandas in this game.
Yes.
So that's a bad idea. Then again, there's also 2 LX, so maybe we should just all call him W at this point. And just give up. One way or another though, Nunya is always keen to push out of last. He gets away for this time. However, speaking of which, Demo down right away. Might turn their stay on second. A very short one.
Yeah, you can see now the positioning's absolutely awful, and Yak is just raining down hell on the enemy team. It's 2 quick kills. Vanu and Omo both go down as the scout trying to fight DuMmTm, and he does get the kill. So now it's just Joe alive. He's 125 HP. He came out of spawn a little bit too late. You can see there's a demo bombing in, but it's too little, too late, and there we go. second round on the board for vibrams now. They're pulling ahead. It's 15 minutes left. A lot of time to play for still for Nunya, but I mean, still a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, time's ticking slowly but surely here. Half time on the map. Vibrams back in the lead. As much as Nunya tried to find a way out of last year, Vibrams always are able to one-up them, put them back in the cage here, it seems, and not much more time left to finally break out of it, get a lead of their own on the board, let alone tying this right back up, get any points out of this match at all. Let's see what they can put on the board here. Mid-fight starts off with some bombs coming for the red team, looking for the medic. Not finding a lot of damage yet, but they're still positioned behind them.
teamfortress gets taken down. He went into the cafe, but in the meantime, Scar's just found a kill into Domo. Yaka does go down in the meantime, but I think it's honestly looking a little bit clustered here. Caper and Scar, the only two blue members left alive. And I mean, Scar's just on an adventure right now. He's sitting in the enemy choke. He's gonna try to bomb the scout on the low ground, and this is just, oh no, like, oh, he tries to...
Oh, they tried. It's the bottom line here.
Yeah.
But sometimes you will not succeed. That being said, Caper's not done trying yet. Caper's just trying to get everyone's attention in the backlines here. Get them away from the front lines. Ooh, weak empty in the corner. Does realize in time as well. The pack takes it and lives on 20 health. That pack could not have spawned at a better moment for the soldier there. For this to work out here. And this is just nice right now. One player down, no pressure on the backlines right now. Into second. They need this round badly. They need to keep momentum up here. And without an Uber, having the player add makes it all easy.
Yeah, I mean, ABT got, I want to say got lucky, but I'm just going to assume that he knew that the pack would spawn and that he would 100% win that fight. Which, unfortunate for Caper, just got outbrained. As, I mean, it's even Ubers still. Nunya can't push this all the way into loss. At least they shouldn't be able to. I wouldn't leave it, I mean, judging from vibrams, I wouldn't leave it past them to go and just feed, but, I mean, the sentry gun makes soldier bombs pretty difficult. You can see Empty sacrifices himself and Smile's life for the sentry gun pick, which is a level 1. And Nunya all the way back onto second now.
Well, let's see. 2 picks have been enough for Nunya to push out successfully. Let's see if vibrams can do so. At the very least, they want to get in fairly deep as well already. People fall back. Don't want to be too deep into this fight just yet, and they do still take a lot of damage here while still using first. Domo just way too weak to hold any longer there. vibrams forcing this one out, and unfortunately, I think that's also the end of the fight as it stands right now. People still weak, have to fall back early to lift the post over here. And Joe will not even be able to do that on top of things here. So 1 down, no position. Very clearly have to give up second here as it stands. And vibrams just make this look very easy.
Yeah, vibrams get back control of second. They're looking to try and go off the singular scout pick. You can see how aggressive there is that scout being. Like, Caper trying to go forward. I don't know what is happening to my English, but unfortunately, I think it's okay. I mean, Caper just runs right back out. And Uber's still dead even right now, so neither team should really be able to do anything. I think eventually we are probably looking at some soldier sacks. My favorite, I think they're coming soon. Sometime they'll come.
Oh, if
look,
pressure's on anyone, it's Nunya. And yeah, there you go. They're taking some position already here towards grass.
No,
I mean,
he's gonna do it again.
Get some space here, right?
Oh, that's so close.
They can start taking a fight with this one, and then it's who's gonna have the upper hand. For now, it's still vibrams here, just spamming people pretty nicely, not letting them just sit back on grass.
Yep, just sit back, set up a deck chair, you know, have some fun, crack a cold one, just have a good time, you know.
I think that's what Condok is doing right now.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Also, they are up 1 round with 11 minutes, and that sounds like a long time, but honestly, it's Snake Water. And you can hold Snake Water for at least 20 minutes at a time. So there's a soldier that almost got skyboxed. I am so happy for them that did not happen. As actually Caper, he's going to get taken down by ALX. Smile killing teamfortress as well. With Loopy finding Banu now, it's looking like, at least for now, Nunya actually managed to wrestle control of second. They do have the player advantage, so they get second now. They get second. There we go. There's a scout finally capping it. And vibrams, they have to sit back on lost. Still even players as well, but they are back onto the lost. It's definitely a step in the right direction here for Nunya. I mean, they just need a little bit more.
Yeah, that was like last second they could beat as well on vibrams. The bomb was coming towards the position the medic was at, just about slipped out in time to not get destroyed there. Good news for vibrams, I guess they can keep holding with this right now. And bad news for Nunya. They would have liked that damage to come on the medic here, make it a force, make it a drop, maybe even better. Either way, let's see what they can do on last now. The work has to happen at some point here if they want to come back. Scar really weak, sniped out the air by his scout. Trump still goes in against that anyway, wants to force out some damage, wants to force out his Uber of course, but the only thing going down right now is the sentry gun and get in 1 step at a time here into this last point and onto point as well.
I mean, they're trying. Look at the cap time. It's so long, but the Uber comes out so late from Domo. You can see now it's going to last so much longer, but the positioning on the red team is just not there. There's not a lot of damage. There we go. Finally, Scar goes down, but Yak is back up and alive. This is Scout just pestering this Scout combo, but Yak is the only one up. He's 27 HP. He gives his life for a single player, and unfortunately, that means for vibrams that now Nunya, they're very much back into this game. 10 minutes left. It's all to play for. Tied at 2-2. And, I mean, vibrams so far seem to be delivering once again on the banger.
Yeah, well done there by nunya. Just slowly but surely inched their way closer and closer onto the point here and just made the most of every single step they got there to get this round on the board. 10 minutes left, like he said. Everyone's game once again going into the next round here. Midfights have been looking very different, all considered here on this map so far. And it's starting off with a very unfortunate one for Scar. Sure, he hits the rocket there, but just goes down walking into kitchen.
Yeah, but Scar going dead there, you can see with a kill onto Jorge as well, that means that Nunya have completely run over this mid-fight. It's the only one up alive for them now is Caper, doing his measly attempt of looking forward. He's actually going to try to block this. It's a Scout 1v1 that very quickly turns into a not 1v1, as Vanu is very happy, because they get to live on a singular HP, which is not bullshit. That's completely fine.
Well, how much HP you have doesn't matter as long as you're still happy at the end of the day. They're making the most of it right now, going straight to last already, barely even bothering capping the point right now. Vanu just left behind to do that while eating some packs up to heal back up. But they're already in, and they did everything they could with an inch last time here, and this time they start off with a mile, going right away. Drum gets one kill. Is that going to be changing anything? The cap time's there, and no one's getting their time. The stickies make sure of that. There you go. Nunya, all of a sudden, back in the lead.
Is this the 10 minutes left vibram turn off their monitor that I saw last week as well? Because I might be a little bit scared that they have to pick themselves back up. They're down a round now, which means with 8 minutes to go, it is kind of go time now for them. They don't have that much time to come back into the game. As on this mid-fight, you can see already that Nunya, they're just kind of pushing around to their own side. There's not too much aggression coming out immediately, as we did see in the past. But there we go, the soldier bumps come in on Nunya. It's nice early damage into Jorge. Forces him all the way down into choke here. But you can see the rest of vibrams, they're scattered all over the place. There's a lot of damage onto Domo. Dances around for a little bit. teamfortress trades the other soldier as the Loopy does get taken down as well. And now it's just all collapsing. Jorge is so far forwards and Yak is far back, which means that it's just so difficult. Everyone everywhere is so low. teamfortress and Yak, the only two players alive, and now Yak, 150 HP, sitting in choke with 4 angry Nunyas. Gonna run at him.
We have lost the control point.
Well, that sounds like the start to some very weird math problem at school that I'm
Yes.
not capable of finding the solution for. Maybe vibrams, however, can find the solution still to what's in front of them here. As it stands right now, it's actually 6 angry Nunyas still left standing and only 7 minutes to do it. It's tough right now. They don't have an advantage either, so things are not exactly looking up for them right now. And even without advantage at all, Nunya wants to just get even more. And they just get it!
Yeah, I mean, they get the kill into Jorge, but look at it now, actually. Nunya, they're feeding a little bit. They get the kill into the medic, but the positioning, vibrams are coming out so strong here. They don't need a medic to just kill absolutely everyone on the team. It's just Domo left alive. He is 70%. He's going to get chased so far back. I mean, vibrams really want to get that kill, but that should be more than enough. They get the kill into Domo, actually, and now with Jorge, he did spawn on crits, which means... I mean, vibrams have a bit of an ad. Jorge is running forwards alone. Finally does find some friends of his own, but you can see now Nunya, they're set up on last, and with this crit, it might actually be very possible for them to hold. It's not that big of a crit set even.
No.
It is going to get bigger.
Oh no, heavy in forwards.
No,
I've seen this before. It's so rarely worked, but people keep trying.
Oh, it's not sticking. Oh, stop. Okay, there we go.
You're not gonna die as quickly, right? You're not gonna kill as fast as well, but you're not gonna die to a single, like, bad trap, I guess, right? If it deals 200 damage, you still find killbacks from either way. Speaking of dying to traps, K-pop falls that fate as well here. Not good news for vibrams here if they want to get this round on the board, but, I mean, if the crit is good, then it doesn't really matter, right? At the end of the day, if the crit is good enough, you can have 3 up, you can have 6 up, you can have 1 up, as long as the 1 up with the crits, it just hits his shots, and it's all you need.
Yeah, all eyes on Yak now to try and get him forward here. The crit is pop. He's standing on stickies. It doesn't seem to do that much as he whiffs the first one, whiffs the second. It's a kill from Loopy onto Smile. And there we go. The Sentry Gun claims 2 lives as teamfortress and Scar both go down. That is not the crit you wanted if you are a vibrams fan. And so now, Tomo's sitting at 100% empty, pushing forward as well. And the positioning out of vibrams, you can see them trying to push it. They need to get this force. Try to repush with a crit in the near future. They haven't got anything yet. The positioning's looking pretty solid for Nunya. And now vibrams is so far back. It's 70% crit here for Jorge. It's a soldier running forward to Scar rather tries to do something on his own, but kind of feeds a little bit. You can see now, they know Nunya hit that this is a crit. They can't just push with an Uber of their own, but if they lose ALX, it's going to be a bad post Uber for them. It's a nice kill coming out of Yak, but it seems to be the only thing you can find is Empty going down. But with 2 dead on the opposite team, Yak wants to walk forwards, but he doesn't have any teammates. He's just standing alone in Seoul, but there's no one to help him with his friend and Laura instead. It forces them all back, and now you can see Nunya. Look at the positioning. They're so trapped, actually. It's Tyram falling, but there we go. Yak is flying over the pipe. It's just Domo gets taken down, and this, if this isn't a round for vibrams, I don't know what will be. You can see now Jorge, he's at 70%, but shouldn't even matter. There's so many dead. There's a demo man caught on the low ground. Yak is taken down, but so is ALX. Everyone on the red side is either in spawn or dead, as Jorge is taking a lot of damage. Actually, he's only capable of walking forwards, and he doesn't get the kill. Loopy running in on the flank, but I am just not sure. He just gets spotted out. He gets absolutely dunked on by a Smile as well. So this is going to put an end to that aggression. It's 3.5 minutes left now for Nunya. They are holding on with the medic down. You can see they are trying to go on to Domo, but he's just not the ball. Demo in as well. That's a Yak feed.
They're so close. Domo, no help at all. The last rocket doesn't hit. Scott won't find the kill. One good shot left would have done it. It didn't need to be good. It just had to hit at all. But Domo holds on for dear life to keep Nunya in the lead right now, and that's all they need for 3 more minutes. And any step forward they take on the map right now is just making the comeback all the harder for vibrams.
Yeah, I mean, I said it was go time for vibrams before, but now it's super like hammer time, super go time. Like press W now. Except for the fact that Nunya, they have 100% Uber, and they're walking through grass now. You can see vibrams, they're actually sitting really far back. They don't want to give up space completely, but they are kind of scattered as well. You can see now the soldier aggression comes in. It doesn't do a lot. It's a kill onto Vanu, and now Smile has gone down as well, so Nunya managed to feed 2. It's looking, honestly, pretty good for vibrams. That's a lot of damage coming out of Scar, and Nunya just walk back. They know if they just run down this clock, 30 seconds board is so much for them, as they just try not to feed too many at once. They have to go forward here as vibrams, but if Jorge drops and the Uber comes out of Tomo, it's an absolute disaster for vibrams. You can see Yak is sitting in shock, but he's the only one there. It's such a disaster for vibrams now. They have to find a miracle to come back into this, but Yak going down, this feels like one of, if not the final nail in the coffin here.
Yeah, this late in the game, either heroes are made or tragedies are written, and right now it's looking much more like the latter here for vibrams right now. Just all falling short on getting the medic there after already losing their own. Put back the last 2 minutes left here. If this works with the dry push, this is pretty much curtains for the map, but they certainly want to have it happen. So much camp like that to get there. No one's stopping it. Everyone else is making sure that no one gets close to this point.
And I think, honestly, looking at the timer, that should be Nunya running away with a map. So once again, vibrams, like, another game. They haven't gotten more than 6 points. They haven't gotten more than 3 points in a single official so far.
What
and
would
once
be
again,
a vibrams game, if not a series of accidents, right?
Yes. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing a golden cap today, which I think that actually breaks the
Not
streak.
yet.
We don't have time to. They have to get 2 rounds in 1.5 minutes. That's
Well, I
mathematically
mean, the technicality of the product, right?
No, that doesn't count. Product doesn't count. We are in so much dead time that everyone just feeds. And nobody wins the mid-fight. Everyone should cry, they should feel bad.
Because vibrams get the point, but it just does not matter.
Yep, there we go. So, I mean, honestly, I was not expecting that much out of Nunya. I thought, especially after the first round, I was like, okay, vibrams is just going to roll this. It's going to be easy. But every time I think that vibrams is going to roll this, divine punishment happens. And unfortunately, they don't. They just lose. So maybe I should just stop believing?
Maybe Chad's right. Maybe Condor was the problem.
No,
Which is not true, because they actually did win a game with Condor, to be fair. That being said, they're not on the road for this one yet. This is 2 crucial points to get anywhere for the rest of the season here, as short of the rest of the season as it might be for them, but I don't know. I mean, the same can be said for vibrams, and they will be dearly missing any points out of this game if they can't get a move on product as well.
I'm not sure what to. I feel like something happens to vibrams at like 20 minutes, or maybe
I feel like
something just happens to
every
Yak.
game, because it keeps happening. Where it feels like the tilt is sacking, even if they're winning. That was like 2 weeks ago. They were winning like a map, and then tilt set in for the next map, and everything went downhill. And I will not ever understand. Although I guess with the individuals on this team, it's not super surprising. But even if you're winning, that's a bit strange here. I guess not quite the same story here right now, because they did not win this map here, and who knows if they can keep the spirits up for map number 2.
I mean, it's just really weird. I feel like genuinely, like the clock strikes 10 minutes left, and Yak decides that now I'm just gonna feed for like 10 minutes. And it just runs in. And then the rest of the team, they run in as well. They do double soldier bombs. They don't really work. I mean, I feel like it's just such a weird... They just keep losing it at 20 minutes. Because it was looking so good. And then it just stops. They just forget how to play the game. It's like they become different people. I'm just... It happens every time, Dumb. I'm so confused.
That is not
maybe,
that
okay.
rare, to be honest, somehow, which sounds weird. I've seen that yesterday in the game as well. Some people just have such a tough time keeping, keeping your A game going for 30 minutes, let alone an hour for an entire match, right? It's fairly unrealistic. But even if you're not playing your A game, you need to play, the best B you have, right? And I feel like that is exactly what they're failing, because sometimes they do look like A game, but if they're not, it's, so much below that they just need to have a much better baseline here. If you don't play your best, you've got to play the next best, right? And that's where they're falling apart. Because the next best is just, so much worse, it feels like.
But it's also just, I guess we call it the Yak push, right? Where you're on a Yak team, and it's like you're staring down an Uber disadvantage. And then Yak is like, I'm bombing in. And then he just, goes in. And then he dies. And then the soldiers do the double sec. And you're like, oh no, who could have expected the third double soldier sack of the game? That doesn't work. But I mean, I'm just, it's so weird. I think maybe, honestly, do you know what I think this is, Dumb? I made the joke, because I had to, about being really excited to watch Broda this season, because he is playing for the Frenchies. Unfortunately, I think maybe, actually, what's happened is that I think there's a clone of it's either Broda or Night Terror, and I'm not sure which one of them it is, because I don't know what they look like, but they're sitting next to each player in vibrams. And what happens after 20 minutes is they swap. And suddenly, instead of, the vibrams players, it's just, a guy that cheated in TF2, 10 years ago.
This sounds like something Plunk would say. Oh, sorry, we didn't lose, that was my sister.
What?
That sounds like a Plunk excuse. Oh, sorry, that wasn't me losing, that was my sister. To, anything ever that would happen to him, that's bad. But I don't think you have the luxury here. If anything, it's more realistic that Scar's actually a secret agent sent in by the Frenchies to destroy this team.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's much more likely.
I mean, 2 Frenchies on a team is kind of critical mass, right? You can't... So I think this team is actually... I think if you look at the nationalities on this team, I think it starts to make a lot of sense, right? Because not only do you have 2 Frenchies who we've now confirmed are double agents, we also have more than 1 English person, which is just terrifying. I think it should scare everyone. Especially with one of them is Yak, the other one is just... I mean, I don't know. It's a horrifying team. Again, they're so puzzling. I think we are definitely in for a little bit of a banger here on Process, though. Or not on Process, on Viaduct, rather. As Viaduct is a very fast map, and if there is a team that likes to go in all the time, it is vibrams. So this should be good, right?
That's exactly what Nunya has been doing, and it kind of worked more often than not.
Yeah.
It took a while to get there right now, but just the pushes out of last alone were starting up pretty well already, and it just got better from there. So I don't know, these guys are keen for this map, I think, and they're ready. I don't know how much of sniping we expect here. I guess, if anyone, it theoretically should be Loopy. Guys, at least a little bit of a reputation on Sniper. Kaipa was the one to play Sniper before here this map so far, but that is 5 CP Sniper, that is barely comparable to King of the Hill, I want to say. On the other side, who knows what they're going to do here. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing the Vanu Soda Popper coming out. That thing is rightfully banned despite Wandum really wanting to play it here, but maybe we'll see a short stop at some point in this match.
Smile should be
Ooh.
up on sniper. Oh, never mind. They're RRing. Okay, they forgot the config. Okay, classic ETF2L. I
Start game,
love this.
Smile says, I'm sniping. No, go back, go back.
Guys, let's try that again. No sniper, please.
Or either way here. It is always interesting for me to see how much effort people go through to get the team side they want on this map, and the lack of normal symmetry. It does matter a little bit here, but they've settled pretty quickly here. Just keep the colors they had so far. So Vibrams stays on blue. I guess it's just courtesy you lost map 1, you'll get blue, I guess.
Okay, maybe Smile wasn't trolling, because we are live on the second map of ETF2L Season 39, Week 6. We've got Vibrams, and we've got Nunya right now. We're going into map number 2 as Nunya. They walked away with Snakewater. Now we're onto Product here. We're getting a really slow mid, because Nunya running the sniper. Smile is up there, and you can see Tyram tries to bump forwards, but it's ALX and Yak both going down now, with Loopy taken care of by the sniper. It's looking like a Nunya victory so far. We have Scar trying to sacrifice it, trying to salvage it rather, but he is just so far back. And there we go. Nunya taking position on the middle, and now Smile gets to play the snipey boy, as all of Vibrams' gameplay will now be, let's try to kill him before he does anything, as Scar feeds at a pretty inopportune moment.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, right, all you need for something to work is for everyone else to play around it, right? And they did just that. And just made sure no one even gets really close at all, and it didn't even matter that much. It's not hit something, hit 50 damage body shot, but just the threat alone made them just have to play into it so awkwardly here, and still do for that matter, and they still do not find the kill just yet. Get the point for now, but already one down here, even with some damage on the Nunya side. They just have to play as muscle passes for the time being. However, with the Uber's up, still has something to say about that.
I mean, the Uber's coming out, but you can see the positioning for the side of Vibrams. It's just not very good. They're so far back. And now the Uber lasts a little bit longer. It's a kill from Vanu onto Loopy. But the positioning out of Nunya, I mean, they've managed to get this back. Round time is fairly even, but now on Vibrams' side, it's going to be very difficult for them to push in without eating a lot of damage. You can see, actually, Yak takes a lot already. Tyram so low. Gets taken down by Vanu there on the flank. And now it's a Demo Man onto the point, but it's Scar taken down. Even though Yak has stickies, the China Force is off, and the sniper, while it does a lot to sort of threaten them out immediately, you can just see where they're playing right now. The sniper can't hit them from where he's standing. And so Vibrams, they've managed to force the point. Nunya have to get back on this. But it's just a singular scout. You can see he's getting defended, and there we go. I think Vibrams, they're holding this pretty well. Getting
Scout
to Joe as well.
all over them though. Getting the damage done. Ram nuked as well here. They keep getting counter kills for them despite the position. Scar goes in as well. Looks for some more, but with Calm down as well, they looks like they just want to cut their losses here at this point. Play it safe, keep the point alive for a little bit longer here, and maybe go through the exchange that will get them the spawns back up on the field. It's a scary time here, but they managed to hold on just fine for now.
They're holding on, but I mean, again, you can see now Nunya, they're trying to edge the cap right now. As the Uber is popped out of Jorge here a little bit earlier than Domo as the exchange comes out, but it's a kill from Yak onto ALX. The post Uber is going to be looking really nice here for Vibrams right now, but it's another kill. There we go, onto Domo, does go down, but it's 2 kills in the reverse here. Everyone's kind of dying all over the place, but at the end of the day, it looks like it's Vibrams. And you can see now Smile, he's getting so aggressive. With Jorge just playing so passively, Smile is kind of playing Agent 47 a little bit. He's going to try to run away. There we go. The Demo spots him out, but he gets out in return. Yak gets that kill onto Smile. They get the cap time, but I mean, the spawners are going to come in a little bit sooner now. Scar going to be up already. I think Vibrams, with this advantage, they should be looking to push this pretty much immediately. You see already is forcing the issue here.
They already take so much presence at point. They just want to force a fight here one way or another. They have Uber cessation it as well if it even comes down to that. And with the lack of Uber actually in here as well, it's so much harder to be confident on this fight right now. They're trying to spam away as they can, and while people are going weak, no one's anywhere close to going down just yet. Yak's the weakest here, just gets an arrow, is fine again, and they just cap this up right in front of Dice, and now sit on point with Uber themselves, and just all this quickly. Suddenly they go into the last minute already. The pressure's on Nunya to get this turned back around, and they have to get past this Uber right now to get that all. Trick Force will help with that.
Quick Force will help, but losing on Demo Man will not. It's such an important class here on Viaduct, but maybe if Yak just ends up killing himself, it might be a little bit easier here. It's 3 dead now. You can see the HP on Jorge is so low as well. So he's just going to run out. Caper gets the kill onto Smile, was chasing
We
him.
have lost the control point.
He has given up on the sniper. He's just on Soldier now. Should be a little bit more effective. He was not doing very much on that sniper. So now, just on Soldier here. It's even Ubers once again, but vibrams, they have only 30 seconds left. They're trying to force the issue once again. You see, they just don't really care about the Ubers at all. They're just going to push this immediately. Because standing behind point here is such a good place for the medic until there's a lot of Soldier bombs coming in. But they don't really do anything. There's not that much damage. They get the kill onto Yak, which, yes, it's big. But is it big enough? Tiram tries to get a little bit more. And even though Domo did go down, it's Smile getting taken down in the end. Domo was so low there, actually, but he does end up staying alive. And now the Uber's aggression, rather, is coming out for the side of vibrams. They're not getting anything yet, and there we go. Just standing around the point. Uber's popped out of Domo, popped out of Jorge. We're trading all over the place as it's a kill onto either side. Empty gets taken down, and Vanu dead as well. Means that it's a player ad for vibrams, but I just don't know if they can get anything. There we go. It's a demo kill, rather, and this is looking so good now. It's a lot of damage here, but Smile is cleaning up too, and suddenly vibrams are on the back foot. They have to run away.
Control point is being captured.
Yeah, it's just this very awkward back and forth, and they're just not getting the better end of it. Just now, players down. Quick cap, get somebody sticky. Domo just about escaped them here, and actually they don't want to escape at all. They see them close, they just go for it. Can't recap anything that dead, so the bombs are coming in, but they just about fall short. Jorge weak just will not go down to these soldiers here, and Vibrams looking to turn this back around in a matter of seconds here. Damage is looking to clean up all the kills, Domo included. And for the last few seconds, it is vibrams with the Uber ad on the point. Only 24 more seconds. If they have to use this Uber early, there's a chance, but if they get to use it on their own accord here at any point late into the next few seconds, they just win this immediately.
I mean, if you are Nunya, you have to go for this, right? It's only 10 seconds left, which means they have to go forward. You can see they are coming in. That's a really nice rocket by Scar, completely denies the Soldier Bomb, and it's looking so good for vibrams. The Uber does come out immediately, and it's so much damage onto this red side. Domo taken down pretty much immediately. Is Joe falling down as well, and the body blocks down of Scar there towards the end. Tiram as well does some nice little work, and there we go. It's a round for vibrams. It was fairly close, but in the end, they just managed to play that end of the round just a little bit better. They clinched the first point.
Alright, so far so good. vibrams certainly still has the motivation up from last map here, as much as losing is never a good thing for your mental. They seem to have things under control for now, as close as it might be in many ways. Kept the calm this round, get better on the mid-fight maybe as well. Try with early killing of the Smile, but it's Anthony with the bomb in on the medic, leaves the second rocket, will not find the kill on Rocket just yet, but no one's there to help. They're all busy just getting kills of their own. Anthony takes so long though, it still doesn't get the kill. Rocket all alone in connector, just cannot clean up the kill. And in the meantime, vibrams still did not succeed finding Domo either, so just everybody's still alive just about.
It's two scouts, though. They're running forward here as Domo's trying to sort of get this Uber in time. There's so much aggression on him, but there we go. He popped it pretty much immediately. Jorge does not have. He's only at 88%, but it looks like they can't chase him here on Nunya. They're going to have to walk out here. They're trying to go forwards anyway. They need to get onto him quick, but there we go. As Jorge gets the Uber again, pops it right away. As they get 2 kills for it. ALX is dead. It's only 2 alive. Just Empty and Domo here for Nunya. They're back in spawn as vibrams. They get the cap here. Looking at a tiny, minuscule disad. I mean, honestly, if you are Nunya, you should be looking... there we go. Yeah, they're just going to walk right back in once again.
Yeah, looks like it. I mean, there's no time to waste here at all right now. Just the nature of the game on product. More often than not, you just want to do your things as quickly as you can. Bombs away right away. Anthony looking to get deep, but excellent weak still doesn't die. None of the rollers connect. Damage will not matter in the end. Just sealed up the entire way again. They get the point with at least, but vibrams more than happy backs off. If they just can't push in with numbers add again, no sorters to worry about. Who's gonna bomb them? Certainly not the Demo Man. Certainly not on this other team here, Yak might, I guess. But in this case, ALX will not do that. Will keep position for the rest of the team to repush once the spawns are coming. They're actually doing it ahead of time here, but Domo takes so much damage. No one has heals anymore, so the pack has been taken. It just waits more and more time to go through this much effort to stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, Jorge got dropped down pretty low as well. He's just coming up above 100 HP again, which is so scary as a medic. And you can see now the Uber comes out of Jorge first. It's traded, and they get the kill onto Vanu now for vibrams. So they're looking to get a little bit aggressive, but they just get completely denied that by Joe, who just got that Uber a little bit later. There we go. It's a kill onto Smile, actually. vibrams, they might look to get aggressive again, but the HP, it's just not very good quite yet. The Soldier Bomb's coming in now on 2 Domo hits. A lot of damage on the side of Nunya. They are looking quite weak. Now walking back just a little bit. The damage is so much for both teams. This is an absolute nightmare as a medic. And there we go. Nunya, they're walking forwards. There's a soldier jumping forwards as well. He gets the kill to with the pickaxe onto Yak. And Smile styles on Vibrams.
I had people down Smile when he switched to soldier for like recent memory, I think. And with this happening, I think, at this point, there's no doubt about it. Man knows how to play this class. The team works just fine as well. Certainly not up on time just now, but this is how the comeback starts potentially here. Get one step forward and just keep going from here. It's not like to snipe as well, just wants to play every class in front.
There we go. You can see the sack comes in out of Vibrams. They try to get onto Domo. Unfortunately, they are all pretty much picked off. So in the meantime, Capo was just building spawn with this medic. Jorge up to about 50 HP now, but that sack is going to prompt Nunya to walk really far forwards, but they're doing a forward hold with a sniper. Which, I mean, it's not entirely optimal here. I'm not sure, like, realistically, if you can do that much. The pyro comes out, now you can see actually Smile in a pretty bad position, has to suffer with that rocket, but with Yak just going so deep, he's not followed up by his team. It's a lot of damage, not onto Domo, but in fact onto Jorge, who's all the way down to 70 HP. Scar's taken down, and the aggression is just completely shut down here from Vibrams.
Right, well, they still have the threat of the sniper at least. Like you said, it's a bit of a high roll play to do in a forward hold, but it didn't go bad at least. It didn't get them like punished and overwhelmed quickly, having the lack of more spam, I guess, in this case, more than anything here. But now the sniper's still there, some more threat for Vibrams to play around, and they had a bit of a problem with it before here. Let's see if they can get better, but this time here certainly the spam is looking good. People weak Tully, but it's coming down to the point time here, and the bomb's coming as well. It's got to take position. That's a quick ward onto the DuMmTm here, while they're taking all position on point themselves. Was actually exchanged right on the point. Both teams very happy to keep this fight going as much as that might be bad for Nunya though, because people just go really weak on the flank and cannot stay in point. One by Turam as well. Beautiful stuff for the two soldiers.
That's such a crucial kill because the health, you can see it on Vibrams, is actually so low. Both the scouts dropped below 50 there, which meant that the aggression out of Nunya could have very much been very devastating. But unfortunately, for Nunya, they didn't quite push it. They weren't in position to at all. Domo was in full retreat mode. That kill now means that Jorge is sitting pretty on a nice little 40 advantage here, as is a soldier trying to get forwards, but he gets the kill. MT finds Jorge now, and the Uber advantage just completely disappeared. Scar tries to go on as well now, and it's so many blue members. They're in onto Domo, and they get the kill. Yak goes down for it, but I think that's a trade you take every single day of the week.
Fight's not yet over yet. Folks goes to fight again. Turns out Soldier is a good class to win that fight here on both ends of the spectrum. Travis Smile just clean up the kills, but neither of the scouts kill. May have the last laugh about this one here, but at the moment for the last one from the round, might Nunya be on the upper hand for it, but it's far from over. Vibrams gets the point back here pretty quickly. Do actually just about the late for Cable enough as well. Moving up pretty quickly here, and they'll need them as well, because Nunya are all pretty much spawned already back on point right away. Want to just keep the fight going before it even ended.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of damage though onto ALX. He has to walk back here a little bit. Play it a little bit more passive now, but Jorge just goes down. Bombing finds a kill, and suddenly it's looking pretty good for Nunya. They get the kill onto Smile, does Vibrams, but I mean, it's a lot of damage coming across, but the health is just so much lower here. Yak is trying his darnest to get this kill onto Domo, but does a grand total of 0 damage. As now they have to be in full retreat mode here for Vibrams. The health is just so low, and now finally Jorge is spawned, but without a demo man, they can't go in at all.
Here come the bombs. They need this medic to not get the Uber, but Domo will dodge all these rockets, can pop the Uber out in time, and it's just a matter of execution right now. On the point, blue players have to go down for Nunya to take this, and they will do that pretty quickly. Do camp right away. Timer is ticking down. No one's up yet ready for the fight. 3 people for Vibrams, 1 behind, 2 up front. Jorge spawns, but no work to the point. Kepler comes in a lot too early for the rest of the team, but there's also no time to wait here. They just had to be on point, but they just could not do it. And Nunya takes the round on the board.
Yeah, I mean, very good stuff out of them. They managed to clap back once again. And so now the question is, once Vibrams have lost the round, are they just mentally out of it, or can they keep going?
We'll see. It's going to be a long story, at least 2 more rounds minimum for the rest of the game here before it's over one way or another. What here to say anyone's out of it just yet with how close these rounds have been so far. Some nice plays by Yak would keep them alive, but is it enough? Domo is going down is the big problem right now, and see if they can find the answer. I don't think they can. Domo Hawk is so far back.
Yeah, Domo going down just means that the health on the side of Nunya is just not there. It's so hard for them to do anything when you're 80 HP. When you get one-shot by a rocket, the game becomes impossible. Or rather, should I say, when you become one-shot by a meat shot, the scout decides to look at you the wrong way and then you just die. It's kind of, like, the game becomes hard to play. It's already hard to play, but, like, especially if scouts kill you, it's sad.
Alright, let's see what comes of it. vibrams with the upper hand of the mid-fight. Keeps the timer in their favor for at least the start of the game here at bare minimum. But with the Uber in hand as well. Might be a little bit longer than that here. This, in theory, should just be a minute easily, but maybe Nunya has some surprises left for us. The bombs are coming in, they're looking to take them here. And getting so close! Alex hits that. I think he air-pulled in. Hits the medic with that sticky while landing. Huge one. And just gets that shot.
Yeah, that was pretty nice out of ALX. I'm pretty sure that was an air pipe as well. So he, like,
That's even better, I guess.
absolutely dumpstered Jorge, which means Domo now has 100% Uber with ALX backup as well. Means the Nunya aggression is gonna come out now, as they actually almost have the point cap, but they're already down a minute. It's a defense coming out of vibrams already. They're trying to get this Uber out pretty much as fast as possible, but the kill onto Loopy out of ALX is a really good start for Nunya now. He is quite low, but the Uber still has not been popped from Nunya. There we go, it's finally popped out. Yak goes in, and Scar helps him seal the deal, as now it's a lot of players down for vibrams, but if they keep Jorge alive, I think this might just be okay. He's sitting all the way back in spawn, so getting this Uber forced out means that Jorge now, once the rest of his players are up, it means that vibrams, they should be looking to just push this right back forwards. And Nunya, they're sitting here, they're trying to just forward hold it, delay this for as long as possible. It is a pyro out, and that pretty much shuts it down immediately.
Alright, let's see. Still position point for Nunya here. Do get the first minute relatively quickly with all that here, but on this ad, of course, it's vibrams time to play now. They need to get some good results with the super here. Pop fairly early. Alex not in position. A couple of times it's happened now. Towards this cliffside, he just overextended for a little bit longer. The rest of the team does get out fine. Using a demo for this long might hurt your chances on a quick repush. Surprised they're going for it already here without a demo, without an Uber up just yet, but they're just trying to be quick toward the point right now. Playing a dangerous game here right now, but getting some results of these scouts trade. Slowly but truly getting in a soldier behind as well, with the captain starting now. There's people ready to go as well. They don't care, they don't have a demo, they just have the damage anyway. Scout soldier is all you need. And Yak's team just much too late to leave here.
Yeah, it's looking pretty dire here for vibrams, but never mind. The cleanup onto Domo is actually very solid. There's a really nice bomb here. Loopy's a singular health point as he finally gets taken down by Joe. And with only Caper alive here, with his friends just spawning, it looks like they're trying to get aggressive because Domo just spawned. There's nobody on the point. Yak decides that he likes sticky jumping and he wants to show the world that he can jump with sticky bombs.
Let's see what comes of it. Wandum tries to take it to the flank. There's a soldier waiting for that. Will not let it happen, but the rest of the team at least is getting through the point right now pretty quickly. In fact, damage is decent, but not getting any kills. Everyone's weak. They're backing off, but if no one dies, then they can just come back later again with an Uber in hand as well, and with anyone overextending the way we see right now, that doesn't waste any time at all here. They don't need this Uber right now. They have 3 down. This is an easy point to get. Who cares? The demo is down. They even delay for Yak. Very nice of them to do that here. Always good to see that people know how that works in Prem, with how often I see people not knowing anything about that.
I mean, it's pretty important here, but it also does give Nunya time definitely to come back a little bit more aggressive. You can see they're now poised behind the rock, but there's a lot of damage here onto Vanu. Has to be a little bit careful, as right now, vibrams are running across. The Uber's popped out of both teams, but it's Smile going down pretty much immediately. ALX gets caught in Connector, which means it's now a demo down. They just traded Caper for it, which should be completely fine here if you're vibrams. And you can see now the Soldier Bombs are coming out combined with the demo spam. It's a lot of damage, but there's just not enough bodies anymore. Vanu, singular health point as well, as the Soldier Bomb coming forwards. It's Scar taken down, and Nunya, they run away with it.
Yeah, vibrams was out of this fight as quickly as they went in with this. Just nowhere to be found, and they're not out of it yet. Even Wandum just goes off cliff. The bombs come in just for good measure. Actually, might be a bad idea because they're just getting themselves killed at this point doing that. But I think they clean up one more with that too. But the vet kill is all they wanted. That's all they need right now to keep the ad running, keep the point position threatening. But as much as this is looking good, they're still quite a bit down on the timer right now. vibrams need just one good push, and they might already have this in the back here, so they need to keep their calms about it right now and see if they can just change the situation quickly. Bomb's not really good enough for that, at least not so far. DuMmTm tries as well. It's some more decent damage, but just not the medic. And with so many people going down, they just cannot cap this up right now.
The tried and true TF2 stratagem of bombing in your soldiers one at a time still reveals the fact that it doesn't really work. You very much want to coordinate them a little bit better than that. Unfortunately, vibrams, they just kind of came in one at a time, allowed it to be multiple 1v3s instead of just a solid 3v3, which made it so much easier for DuMmTm to sort of focus on one player at a time. And now, vibrams, they are a little bit on the back foot. They still have 40 seconds of the enemy time to sort of try and get back into this. Getting a kill to Spile is a good start, but Yak going down along with Loopy and Scar means that it just gets so much harder. And now Caper Jorge, once again, kind of going question mark and just sitting in spawn, waiting for Jorge to get the Zuba, but importantly, he's going to get the Zuba now, while DuMmTm won't have it until too late, probably.
Much too late, I would imagine. Yeah, unless it's going to double overtime, but good luck getting there. At this point here, vibrams has a good push. This is round over. If they don't, then we'll see, I guess. But now it's an Uber at least, but doesn't really do much at all. In fact, this one right away, they don't even cap just yet. They get to overtime on Nunya. They just need to knock this down. And with 3 people already taken down on the repush instantly on the cap, easy targets to go for. Who's going to defend this now? Certainly not Loopy. Pipe at the face. Caper won't get much closer to the point either. In fact, he reconsiders even going there. Just sits at Collector to meet his end. That round will end as well. 2-1. Nunya gets at least a point extra on this match.
That was pretty well done from them, honestly. They kind of read that like a book. It was a pretty obvious play. You know for a fact that Jorge does have ad there, so you can just sit back, wait for the Uber to come out. They found absolutely nothing with that Uber charge, which means now, I mean, once again, vibrams, the maximum points they're going to get is 2, which means now they should be in the company. They should be able to take the rest of it, and they are responding in kind. It's 2 kills already. Joe and Apti goes down immediately. It's a kill onto Jorge, however, which means that the kill onto DuMmTm and Vanu and Smile should be good. They wiped the enemy team, but at what cost? Jorge did go down. He's going to spawn slightly faster than DuMmTm. Loopy, 1 HP. There's been so many 1 HP people this time around, Dum.
It happens sometimes. Sometimes you are just that lucky. At the moment, I don't know if they can really call themselves that lucky. Sure to get the point. It's always good on King of the Hill here to start off the mid-win, even if everything beyond that is a little bit awkward here. It's going to crit streak as well. Want to switch things up, see if it actually works this time around. It's going to be a big change of pace for the game.
I mean, Yak is going to have to hit some crit stickies for it to be worth it, but there's a soldier coming in already. You can see the aggression onto Jorge is so aggressive, but Jorge, he's doing his best to try and stay alive. It takes like 4 soldier rockets, but unfortunately, there's just no scout with Jorge. It is, once again, one of those issues that's just been plaguing vibrams, is that yes, Caper's with him sometimes, but a lot of the other times, there's just no one really with him besides Yak. And thinking that you're safe with Yak next to you is like, I'm not sure what to tell you, because Yak won't be next to you for very long at a time.
Nunya's gonna reap the rewards for it on point yet again with the U in hand as well. Vibrams with a hard push to make here, but maybe they can find an answer pretty quick right now. I mean, it has to be either one of force or, well, that is, I guess, the answer comes right away here. They just stand here point, hope they pop into them, but did they really want that? At this point, it's hard to imagine that. They got what they asked for, but making things worse.
Look at Loopy, he's just running forward with the pistol. Yes, everyone on Nunya is so low. He's trying to be quad, but let's be real. Quad is a Danish guy. You stop. Oh, okay, never mind. Wow. Goodbye, Vanu. Damn. Jesus. Funny Scott. Kinda clapped.
Sometimes they just do it to you. There's not much you can do about it. Sometimes in Prem, people are, in fact, pretty good at this game. That's just an L you have to hold for now. At the very least, you have, what, 4 points out of this match. That's not really an L at the very least here, but they can still just make it a full-on W. The next few minutes look pretty good for them. In fact, once they're in already trying to do just that, big targets, one goes medic, one goes demo man. Not much comes of it in the end here. You talked about connecting your bombs together. You gotta shoot the same target as well.
Yeah, but they get the kill into Domo now. It's Joe with 5 HP on the point. And I mean, I guess this round, vibrams, they're looking pretty solid. They are trying to get at least 1 point on the board once again. And I mean, so far, I'm gonna curse them now because I think it's funny if I curse them. But I mean, they're looking pretty solid. They're trying to forwards hold now. They have just a minute left here and a full advantage. So not only do Nunya have to push forwards through this tiny little choke point, they also have to try and get the Uber Force. Which you can see, vibrams just want none of it. They just walk back to point, and now it just gets even harder for Nunya. They're just running down the clock here on Vibrams' side. It's so difficult for Nunya. They're finally behind the rock now. And actually, pretty nice damage onto Jorge already. It's a bomb coming forwards. The Uber's popped. It's maybe should be a kill into ALX, but he's so far back. Does not go down. It's actually only Scar. And there's no real damage. There we go. Smile and Empty are taken down. Loopy is on an absolute mad one. 9 kills finally gets shut down. It's ALX going down along with T-Ram. But Domo now, he has 100%. He has 2 scouts in front of him. And Vibrams, they have to run back if he doesn't drop because Caper's just in, swoops in, gets the kill into Domo, and he brings Vibrams right back in the game.
Former teammates turned enemies, and that's exactly what Vibrams need right now. They are so close to getting the round on the board. 30 seconds left on their own clock, and this Uber advantage is gonna so much help them getting there. If they just get past this sack wave coming in, and they're getting so close, but so weak, and goes to the pack in the most obvious fashion and eats a rocket in the backboard. That would have been a scout as well, but that's just a bad way to go, no matter what for Medic here. Just straight W into the pack, and just the easiest shot for the soldier to land.
Yeah, and so now, I mean, Domo has advantage, but it's not that big. He has a solid 30% advantage, which I think on any map where it should be relevant, it's probably Viaduct. 30% can mean a lot here, and you can see the aggression is just coming out immediately once again. But if Domo just goes down, it doesn't matter how much advantage he has. Tiram and Vanu also just... I mean, Tiram finds so many kills here. ALX goes down as well. They're trying to get onto Wolfe, but it's just looking like it's absolutely impossible. There we go. Vibrams, they get at least 1 point once again. As there we go. Their streak of forcing technical golden caps continues.
I mean, sometimes it's just like that, right? Sometimes it even does not go like anyone really expected, or I think even wanted to. But if they want to have another point, they gotta keep up the fight right now. This is all to play for the last point on the map. All teams get one more to go out of this map on product here.
Yeah, and there we go. You can see on this mid-fight already the soldier aggression coming out of the Nunya's side. It's not doing a whole lot of damage pretty much immediately. But with ALX going down, traded with Yak actually, it's a kill from Vanu there. Means that now you can see Vibrams there a little bit on the back foot. Scar gets taken down as well. Vanu has found 3 kills on the flank. He's tearing up everyone here. And now Nunya, they get to go forwards. Empty goes down for it. But I think this is absolutely what you want of your Nunya. It's such a strong start, but you have to get a little bit careful here. Domo does have advantage, but they need to just get the cap on the point. They have to chill. The Uber comes out, but Domo manages to drop both his scouts. He's all alone on the point. What is he to do? He actually gets out in main because Vibrams just kind of get distracted. Okay. Decide just not to shoot him.
Maybe they just feel like they don't do it at all. They just do it without it. Certainly they get the point already, so... Hey, it's working out either way. Already have good ad as well. You'll take these, I suppose. Try to make the support hold as well on the left side. Pretty standard affair as far as that is concerned here, but let's see if Nunya has the answers ready for it. There's ways you can go about it. Pyro is being one of them. And that just makes the soldier's life a lot more visible right away.
Pyro is very fun to play against as a soldier, but Yak also decides that the fun part of the game is not playing it by looking at the respawn queue for 10 minutes at a time. I feel like... Dum, do you think you could do the math? Or actually, no, I'm not going to ask you to do it. I want someone in chat to tell me what percentage of the game Yak has been looking at the respawn.
Well, I'm sure we have some experts in the chat about that very soon. Either way, the game's not over yet, so the statistic isn't finished yet for this one here. This might as well be 5 more minutes of gameplay minimum here, with the timers left on the clock right now. As it turns out, Evil Exchange is certainly wasting a lot of time on Nunya's timer, and Vibrams' timer, I guess. Time still ticking during the entire Evil Exchange, and they didn't lose anyone really, but they got Smile late, keeping numbers even, and Scar wants to take the fight. No one else is pretty quick about it, but maybe they take their chance anyway.
I mean, they are going forward, so they do have a kill advantage here. Smile is dead. Soldier bombs are coming across. It's decent damage onto the Nunya side. Nice little rocket there out of the soldier as well. They are just going to follow this up with a little bit of point presence, but with Scar going down, it gets a little bit harder. You can see now Nunya, they're trying to go forward, but the health just isn't there. ALX is kind of caught out, but Tiram is the one that gets taken down. A nice pipe out to Loopy as well. It means that Vibrams, they should just have to run away with this one. Jorge almost has Uber. They don't want to be giving that up. They'd much rather just have that, wait for the spawners here. As Nunya reclaim, but there's a soldier coming in. It's Scout Class, as actually Jorge gets a nice little arrow kill there onto Smile.
That always feels good, of course, but it is only one right now. He might need a little bit more than that to really make the re-push all the better right now, and certainly, I mean, the output time already, they're looking to take this already a little bit here aggressive right now, but just don't dare really push across right now. Just some point presence alone has to force an exchange in their eyes, and Nunya's not too keen on that. They have the point as long as there's not enough to clamp it, they don't really mind so much.
I mean, yeah, they're just gonna sit back. Like, once again, just run down the clock, as you're saying. Vibrams, they have to get a little bit aggressive, but look at the health bars in the Soldier. They're so low. And so now, I mean, honestly, neither team can really afford to go across. Both of the Soldiers on both teams, Scar's 13 HP, as they're trying to do everything in their power to go forward. There we go, the Uber pops off on both sides. Smile and Tyram both go down. And now, I mean, it's being exchanged. Yak not really able to find any sort of damage. It was just a scout solo Uber. Banu tries to do something, but unfortunately, he's going to end up having to trade his life with Loopy. And Nunya, they stay on the point here. Crucially, they have not been forced off of it. It's a Soldier Bomb coming forward here. Tries to do something, but it's just Caper going down. Scar is dead as well. Jorge is so low, and he gets picked up with a pipe, which now means that Nunya, they're in such a good position here. It's a minute 15 for them. They just have to hold this point for a little bit longer. Yak is going in. He's trying to go for Domo and gets shut down immediately.
Has there ever been a sentence that started Yak is going in and ended with something positive? I don't think today at least.
No.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Well, I mean, I guess he lived one time he went deep on an exchange. That's something.
Yeah,
But they need better than living right now. They need to actually kill people, and well, that's not exactly happening right now.
That's not how you do it. No.
Yak is going in.
Yak is in. Where is he?
The sword's out.
His sword's out. Fortunately, it's not enough. It's now 40 seconds. This is actually pretty scary if you're Vibrams right now. It's only 30 seconds left. Domo has Uber charge as well now, which means you can see Nunya. They're just continuing to forward hold. Vibrams, they have to force them off right now, pretty much. 30 seconds. Clock is very much ticking. They have to go forward. They have to find something. But it's a kill to both Scar and Tyram here. Vibrams, it looks like they're just crumbling once again. They can't get out.
And that is such a bad time to be stuck on your own spawn here right now. Get out finally from exchange, but they're not getting them close to point. I think Loopy just has to take matters to his own hand, get some cap on the board so they have any overtime to play for, but it's barely any cost in their medic as well. Smile behind the waste the soldier's time, doesn't even get the kill, but that doesn't matter if they do not get to point, and that's gonna call the end of the game. Nunya gets 5 in this week's game, and Vibrams goes home with a single point out of this week's game.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure what to take away from this game either. I feel like at this point we're kinda we're kinda used to seeing this out of Vibrams. It's kind of expected. Again, like, it looked pretty close for most of it, and then unfortunately towards the end of Viaduct as well, they just kinda stopped playing the game properly. I'm not really sure. Once again, I feel like maybe Vibrams there's, like, if they can find a flight to, like, Tibet or something and just go on, like, a spiritual quest, maybe that's what they need.
I'm sure they will do exactly that, and there will be no bad moods and yelling involved in all of that, and just happy times for Vibrams all around going into the end of the season here. They have one more game left. They can get 6 more points. If that's enough for playoffs, it's looking very unlikely at this rate here.
Dom, you know what I see?
What they have now.
I see some logs on the screen. And do you know what I see on the logs on the screen?
I don't think I want to know.
I see Joe with 40 kills and 15 deaths and 425 damage per minute.
Who's Joe?
I just put down my headset. I'm not listening to Dom anymore. I took my headset off. I don't know what he says. I don't want to ask him.
Good, don't listen to German people. Big mistake.
I'm just not going to answer that question. This is just not funny. I'm just going to do this without him, honestly. So we take a look at the logs. It's completely fine. Everyone is kind of doing okay. You know, it's a very scout class focused game. You can see that on the damage meters as well. Everything's kind of expected. And now I'll set it over to Dom, who talks a lot about the tables and says cool stuff.
I mean, what's there even to say? Vibrams has 9 now. They can get at most 15, right? That is only enough if no one really gets any points anymore up above them, and that's not very likely since they have 3 games left, 4 games left in Carter's case as well. So I don't think playoffs is really in it anymore for Vibrams, unfortunately. I think that might be a distant dream at this point for them here. It was a weird season, right? The only 6-0 they got was tier 1 game where everyone got one basically, and then no one did because the team died. Nunya, on the other hand, still has strangely a playoffs chance here. They have 7 points right now, are still behind Vibrams, but they have so many more games left to be played for some reason. Then they can still very much just clean up from here, get like 18 points or some shit like that. Something weird, and just like more than double their points right now and just shoot up high. If they keep up their performance here, it was a close one right now, but if they just get some upsets, maybe it's doable.
I mean, it definitely could be. Once again, there is a lot of video games to play for most of them. Like, they have to play.
For some more than others.
They have to play 3 matches next week.
Shoutouts to the 2 teams this season that did not have scheduling nightmares involved at all, which was, I think, Photos, who managed pretty quickly, and like, it's actually Aura, I think. And that's not even true, never mind. So just Photos are the only human beings in Premiership this season. Congratulations to them, they deserve to win just because of that.
Thank you, Photos, for having your lives together at least a little bit, so you can play only one official each week.
Well, I guess there was
everyone else
this week,
dumb hates you. Because you have like 6 officials next week.
It's gonna be a nightmare. I don't know what to do. I don't know if they know what to do either. If you are, however, on Agada or Nunya, and you plan to play on Thursday, message me right now so I can get that going. Because as it turns out, neither of your teams are playing Thursday this week. You played today, and there's a game on Sunday. You could play Thursday and just get one game out of the equation, please. Make my life easier. And schedule that game. Either way, it's going to be an interesting season up ahead. If that doesn't happen, however, there is a game on Sunday. I will throw away some time later and just schedule that real quick. I already forgot what it was. That was a late game as well, actually, the next game coming up on Sunday. I think. No, that's next Tuesday. There's a late game coming up. It's just a whole mess what's happening in Prem right now. I do not even remember anymore. It is the Garda Global Clan on Sunday. Next Tuesday is another game from last week. From week 2, I don't even know. Nothing makes sense anymore. I don't even know. Garda Panteri against Global Clan coming up on Sunday, at the very least, is the next game. And who knows when Aura and the Frenchies are playing. Who knows when anything's happening. I don't. And with that, we'll see you guys in the future at some point. Maybe, I think. Let's hope. I don't know. Help.
Everything's fine. Don't worry, guys.